A very good evening. From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. I'm Vidushni Sadish Kumar.
Good evening, I'm Stefan Dialwis. Let's take a look at the main headlines for tonight.
All schools and Piriven to remain closed from tomorrow until the 17th of July. The health authorities state that another 94 COVID-19 positive cases were detected today. The president says that efforts should be made to earn a higher profit by giving priority to producing finished agro goods for exportation. The premier states that through the constitution he will protect government servants from political victimization. UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe says the United National Party needs a team that thinks anew. Major election propaganda rallies of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramon are temporarily halted.
Now a look at more local stories in detail. The Ministry of Education states that an additional vacation period has been provided for all schools and Piriven in the island from tomorrow until Friday. The Education Ministry, issuing a communique this evening, stated that since everyone should act with an independent and open mind when implementing school education with the health and safety of children in mind, it is the duty of the Ministry to create such an environment. Therefore, the Ministry hopes that private schools, international schools and tuition classes will also follow this decision. This decision has been taking into consideration guidelines set out by the health and security units in order to conduct an observation on the possible adverse effects that could result in the schools. The communique further notes that students, parents, teachers and principals are hesitant due to the present situation and rumors spreading on social media. However, on the relevant voting days, it is the responsibility of the school principals to open schools that will be used as polling booths for postal voting to facilitate the postal voting process.
Well, now on Corona local news, another 96 COVID-19 positive cases were detected in the country today, out of which 94 cases were detected from amongst inmates of the Kandakadu Drug Rehabilitation Center and persons having close contacts with them. 76 of the COVID-19 positive cases reported today were inmates transferred from the Kandakadu Drug Rehabilitation Center to the Senapura Center, whilst 14 cases were detected from amongst inmates of the Drug Rehabilitation Center. 4 residents of the Rajangane area who had closely associated with a COVID-19 positive patient at the Kandakadu Center were also amongst the positive cases detected today. 2 cases were reported from amongst maritime staff who have returned from Iran. Chief Epidemiologist Dr. Sudat Samaravira states that all inmates of the Kandakadu Drug Rehabilitation Center will be subjected to PCR testing, whilst those who test positive will undergo the necessary treatment at a special unit at the center. He further stated that if hospitalized treatment is needed, the necessary measures have been put in place to have such patients hospitalized immediately. Dr. Samaravira also stated that contact tracing is underway to identify those who are associated with the inmates of this center, and such close associates will be sent to quarantine with PCR testing being conducted during quarantine process. Dr. Samaravira added that to a certain extent they can say that the situation has been effectively controlled. A resident of Rajangane who attended a counseling session at the Kandakadu Drug Rehabilitation Center tested positive for the virus recently. The 2 children of the individual have also contacted the virus. The army states that those who associated closely with these persons have been sent to quarantine. This individual had reportedly attended a funeral on the 2nd of this month, and the other attendees have also been sent to quarantine and their PCR tests were done today. On the 4th of this month, 116 relatives of the inmates had visited the Kandakadu Drug Rehabilitation Center. The army states that this group has also been subjected to quarantine. In addition, 66 individuals of 18 residences in the Lankapura Divisional Secretariat Zone in Polonnaruwa who had visited inmates at this center have been instructed to undergo self-quarantine. Meanwhile, a group of 185 Sri Lankans stranded in Maldives returned to Sri Lanka this evening. They were subjected to PCR testing at the airport and sent to quarantine. The total number of COVID-19 positive patients that have fully recovered currently stands at 1,981. This is the percentage of 76.04, and the number of patients undergoing further hospitalized treatment stands at 613, and this accounts for 23.53%.
Director General of the Department of Government Information, Nalaka Kaluwawa, says that there is no truth in rumours spreading these days stating that the next few days have been declared as public holidays. He informs the public that the government has not taken any such decision and therefore the public need to comply with circulars issued by the government only. Director General of the Department of Government Information, Nalaka Kaluwawa, says that the widely spreading rumours that the government has declared holidays in the coming days is completely false. He added that if holidays are declared by the government, then the Department of Government Information will announce an official statement on the same. He requested the public not to be misled by fake news and rumours being circulated on social media and advised the public not to panic over such false claims but heed to official and verified news only.
President Gotabaya Rajapakse says that efforts should be made to earn a higher profit by giving priority to producing finished agro goods for exportation. The president made this comment joining in a series of rallies organized for the second day to support the election campaigns of candidates contesting under the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna from the Kandy district. Today's first rally that the president attended was organized in the Hasalaka area to promote the campaign of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Lohan Ratwatta. At the rally, the president advised the farmers to export pepper in the form of packets of pepper powder, peppercorns or any other form of finished product, since currently the re-exportation of pepper has been completely halted. The president stated that in this way, a high income of foreign exchange can be earned. The president also advised the farmers to sell their paddy harvest at the government-controlled price without being misled by middlemen. The president also stated that the government will give a speedy solution to the human-elephant conflict and the drinking water issue of the Minipe residents. The residents of the area informed the president of the shortage of teachers and the absence of a school in the Hasalaka area that can conduct classes for A-level students. Thereafter, the president participated in rally organized at the Teldeniya bus hall to support the campaign of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Hasta Ekanayaka. At the rally, the president emphasized the need to put in place a proper plan to protect traditional indigenous medicine. The president made this comment accepting a set of proposals presented to him by an indigenous medicinal practitioner. The president also said that by promoting indigenous medicine, more tourists can be attracted to the island. The president then participated in a rally organized in the Manikina area at Kundasale to support the campaign of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Keheliya Rambukwella. The president was warmly welcomed and he focused his attention on the issues faced by the public at the rally. Another rally was organized in the Paladumbara area by Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Lohan Ratwatta. The president engaged in a friendly discussion with the people and focused attention on their issues. Meanwhile, the official website and election theme song of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Keheliya Rambukwella was also unveiled by the president today. The event was also attended by Anu Nayaka of the Malwatu chapter, Venerable Niyangoda Vijayasiri Thera, and Anu Nayaka of the Asgiri chapter, Venerable Venerave Upali Thera. The rally organised to support the campaign of Sri Lanka Pojjana Peramuna candidate Vasantha Yapa Bandara was held in the Kiribatkumara area yesterday. The rally was attended by the President, at which he received a warm welcome. The resident of the area requested the President to develop the Kiribatkumara area into a town with all facilities. The President stated that he will focus attention on the request. Thereafter, the President attended a rally organised in the Galaha town to support the campaign of Sri Lanka Pojjana Peramuna candidate Bertie Arulswamy. At the rally, the President stated that he will give priority to state sector schools and health requirements. UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe says the United National Party needs a team that thinks anew. He points out that those who clung onto traditional politics have quit the party. The UNP leader expressed these views joining in the inauguration of the UNP elections office set up by UNP Colombo district candidate Udara Ratnayaka at Kotte. UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe said his objective is to entrust endeavours with the youth population, as after the election, the youth leaders of the UNP will be entrusted with many tasks of the party. He noted that even the election campaign activities have been entrusted to them. He pointed out that the United National Party's focus is on individuals with new ideas, whilst age is not a barrier. The UNP leader observed that those who clung onto traditional politics were not willing to stay on with the party, as new ideas seemed to be a threat to them. He emphasized that the youth politicians of the UNP need to join hands and go forward on a united march, as it is to the youth that the country's future will be entrusted. The UNP leader also joined in a ceremony to inaugurate the Parapura organization, which has been created with the collection of several youth organizations. At the ceremony, the emblem and official website of the organization was also unveiled. UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe said if they do not embrace change and if they are stagnant, then it will be unsuccessful. Referring to exhortations by the Buddha, the UNP leader stated that transformations always do take place and they need to align themselves with the transformations. UNP leader Wickremesinghe observed that nowadays many have distanced themselves from politics and perceive politics with disdain. He acknowledged that the fault lies with the politicians themselves, as benevolent expectations have not materialized. The UNP leader noted that everyone should proceed on a path that secures a future for them. He emphasized that this reality needs to be comprehended by all citizens and they need to march together towards this objective. In conclusion, the UNP leader asked as to whether all are ready to proceed on this journey.
Leader of the Sri Lanka Pojjana Peramuna Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse says that through the constitution he will protect government servants from political victimization. He further states that he will take steps to restore all rights lost to government servants due to political victimization during the Yahapalana regime. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse expressed these views at a rally held in the Maharagama town today. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse stated that after the year 2005, his government took the decision that public properties will not be sold out to the private sector. He further stated that already sold out public properties were acquired by the government. He added that the number of government servants, which was 700,000, was increased to 1.1 million. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse stated that the public service sector was strengthened. He noted that there were only 7,000 nurses and it was possible to increase the number to 15,000. He said that if this strength was not available, larger issues would have cropped up when the corona epidemic entered the island. He says that these issues could be resolved because the state sector was strengthened. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse alleged that under the previous regime, the Chief Justice was removed and the main official of the state sector was imprisoned because silk cloth was distributed. He said that when this happened, the state sector stopped working. Prime Minister Rajapakse also stated that it would not have been possible to defeat the LTTE if the support of the state sector was not received. He said that in future steps will be taken to strengthen the state sector. He pointed out that employment has been offered for graduates. However, letters of appointments cannot be presented to them since the election is underway. The Premier also noted that the President has taken a decision to award 100,000 jobs to labourers. He pledged that all these measures will be implemented after the election.
රාජ්‍යංශය ශක්තිමත් කරමින් රාජ්‍යංශය වඩාත් ඔවුන්ට දිය යුතු අයිතිවාසිකම් ලබා දෙමින් ඉදිරියට කටයුතු කරනවායි කියන එක අපි මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම උපාධිධාරීන්ට රැකියා දීම අපි ආරම්භ කරා. අපි අක්ෂා දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒ පත්වීම් ලබා ගන්න බෑ මේ මැතිවරණයක් හින්දා. මැතිවරණය අවසන් වූ වහාම අපි සියලු උපාධිධාරීන්ට රැකියා දීමේ වැඩපිළිවෙල අපි ඉදිරියට කරනවා. ලක්ෂයක් රැකියා කම්කරු රැකියා අට පාස් නැති අයද මෙතෙක් කල් කරේ අට පාස් වෙච්ච SSC පාස් වෙච්ච ඇඩ්වාන්ස් ලෙවල් පාස් වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් තමයි ඕනෑම රැකියාවකට දාන්න පුළුවන්. අපි ඒකින්ද තමයි ලක්ෂයක් රැකියා ලබා දෙන්න. ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිවරයා වහාම තීන්දුව කරේ. මුත් ඒක දෙන්න බැරි වුණා මේ මැතිවරණය කැඳවපු කාලේ නිසා. එනුත් අපි ඒක ආපු ගමම දැක්සා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ලක්ෂය ලබා දෙන වැඩපිළිවෙල අපි ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවායි කියලා තමුන්වහන්සේලාට මතක් කරනවා.
Another rally attended by the Premier was held in the Padukka town. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse accused the former regime for delaying the local government election by 1.5 years and postponing the provincial council election with the intention of hiding from elections. The Premier said that his next step is to win the election and change the constitution.
ඉතිහාසයේ පළවෙනි වතාවට දේශපාලන ඉතිහාසික විපක්ෂයක් ආණ්ඩුවක් පිටවන්න ඡන්දය නොඉල්ලන එකම මැතිවරණය මේ මැතිවරණය. මොකද ඔවුන් ඉල්ලන්නේ සිරිකොත අල්ලන්න. ඔය උසාවියක ගිහිල්ලා ඒක බේරගන්නේ ඉයලා මෙහි ඉන්න තරුණ එක්සත් ජාතික පාක්ෂිකයන්ට අපි කියන්නේ රටක් හදන්න අපිත් එක්ක කවුරු වෙන්නේ.
Well, now a decision has been taken to halt all political rallies of the Sri Lanka Nidahas Podujana Alliance and the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, which was scheduled to be held on the 13th, 14th and 15th of this month. Well, thereby all rallies at which President Gotabaya Rajapakse and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapakse were to attend have been suspended. This decision was advised by founder and national organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Basil Rajapakse. He has also requested candidates to limit all gatherings and mini-rallies organized by candidates of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, and if such rallies are organized, to adhere to health and safety guidelines.
Postal voting for the 2020 parliamentary election commences tomorrow, with 750,505 voters eligible to cast postal votes district-wise. The highest number of electors registered for postal voting, which is 76,000 voters, has been observed from the Kurunegala district. Elections Commissioner General Samansri Ratnayaka said that packets of ballot papers for postal voting had been dispatched to the respective returning officers. He stated that postal voting will be underway on the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th and 17th of this month. The Elections Commissioner General stated that health officials will be on duty at the polling booths to ensure adherence to health and safety guidelines. Thereby, postal voting for them will be underway at the respective offices on the 13th.
ශේෂ්ත්‍රෙන් රාජකාරී දොගන් ලැබුණා. ඒ අනුව 13 වෙනි දින ඔවුන් සඳහා තැපැත්වෙන සලකුණු කිරීම ඔවුන්ගේ කාර්යාලය දිස්ත්‍රික්කෙන් ලබනවා.
The Elections Commission states that it is mandatory for postal voters to prove their identity by producing a valid identity card, a valid driving license, valid passport, or a temporary identity card issued by the Elections Commission can be produced as proof of identification. The Elections Commission further states that adhering to the health and safety guidelines, including wearing face masks and hand sanitizing, needs to be practiced whilst maintaining social distancing. In addition, it is advisable for voters to bring with them a blue or black ballpoint pen to mark their postal vote. Meanwhile, a decision was held between Chairman of the Elections Commission Mahinda Deshpriya and political party representatives at the Gampaha District Secretariat Auditorium today. Chairman of the Elections Commission Mahinda Deshpriya said that the election will be underway as scheduled. He said that fearing another surge when the epidemic is controlled and boasting upon controlling the epidemic are two unrelated aspects when it comes to holding the election. He points out that such nations are erroneous, as the responsibility of the Elections Commission is to conduct the election whilst ensuring the safety of the people. That's it for the news this evening. Have a good night.
Good night.